Hey guys, it's Lee with the Turquoise Valentine, and tonight we're gonna make clay gnomes. So I know there's a lot of people that are excited about this. I've done this once before in the past, and everybody requested for me to do it again. So there's people hopping on, say, hey, once you get in here, we're gonna have some fun, get our hands messy and dirty, and it's gonna be a fun time. I love making these guys. So when y'all asked me to do it again, it was like, yes, I'm gonna do it again. I love these little guys. If you're watching replay, thank you for watching. It's also gonna go up on YouTube as soon as I get finished, as soon as it lets me download the video. Hey Lenore, hey Donna, hey Dana, there's Tina, all my happy friends, yay. So I was gonna, got my clay here. Hey Robbie. And I was going to show y'all this little gnome in particular. I have all of my little guys back here. They're all over. There's some over there. Hey Kaylee. Hey Teresa. Hey Julie. Hey everybody. I'm glad y'all are here. I was going to show y'all this one gnome in particular. Okay. This gnome, out of all of my gnomes back here, I know he just kind of looks like the rest of them, but this gnome is a gnome that Deidre made. And I'm going to try not to tear up. So when I look at this gnome, her fingers made every imprint that's on this little guy. You know, her fingerprints, her finger impressions, everything about this gnome is her. And so I have it with our picture, and you know, I can look at it and know that that's something that she sculpted with her own hands, and she made this little guy. And so it's very special to me, and I will treasure this forever because it has her fingerprints on it. So it's very special to me. So I'm not trying to get all teary-eyed, but this is the one that she made herself. So I'm like, this is my favorite, of course, because she made it. So I had to show all of you that this is the one she did. Oh, good, Margot. You're new, so good. You're going to be able to do it. So, yeah. So, this is my favorite guy, okay? Hey, Patricia. Hey, Laura. So, yes, he's like my fave. So, he's going back there where he's safe. So, anyway. So, yeah. Okay. So, this gets messy, and I've already got this little guy here in his nose. He's dried. I did him Friday, whatever day it was, so he could dry over the weekend, and this is the one I'll be painting and putting together, and then I'm going to make one, and then I'll paint this one. So that way, you know, I had to have one that was already dry. Yay, y'all are so excited. I'm excited too, because I love this tutorial. Just because anybody can do it, and it's a big impact, and I get to work with clay because I just like working with it. Oh, Luann, thank you. Yes, John, it is. It's special to me. Okay, so here is the dried one, and we're going to set him to the side, okay? Now, the thing about these gnomes is that it's hard to replicate the exact gnome twice, okay? Because they're going to have a little personality of their own, and they're all going to look different. Every one of them's going to be different. Different size, fatter, smaller, skinnier, taller, you know, that kind of stuff. Hey guys, y'all just hopping on. Hey Michelle, hey Christine. Okay, yeah, Nancy did too. Nancy loved my gnomes. Okay, so this is just plain old Dollar Tree aluminum foil. Because y'all know this stuff can be expensive. You get Reynolds wrap, it's real expensive. Oh, he's so close to the edge. You want me to move him backward? I'll move him back some. There you go. All right. He's safe. He's not going anywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to pull off some aluminum foil. It doesn't really matter because you can just add, you can build up your aluminum foil, okay? So this is going to be the core of our gnome. Then we're going to put clay around him, foam. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just basically start kind of making a ball of aluminum foil. And then I may start, you know, wrapping around to kind of make his base a little fatter, however fat you want it. Hey, Chris. Hey, Cindy. Okay. All right. So I just kind of get the essence of my gnome shape. Now, I could stop here and make him this size, but I'm not. I'm going to add some more. So you just kind of, I roll mine on the table to kind of get my full kind of packed and just kind of smooth. Hey, Edie, from Monticello, Indiana. Hey, Vicky. I'm glad y'all are hopped on tonight. Okay, so now I have this little cone out of foil, but I'm going to add some more because I want to build him up and make him a little bigger. But now you can make small ones. I've got one right here, this little small guy. So see, he's even smaller than that. So you can experiment with how much foil you need, and there's no exact measurement. It's just basically experimenting how you want to do it. Hey Tammy, hey Patricia, hey Frida. So I'm gonna get a little more. Like I said, there's really no formula of how much foil. And I'm going to just wrap around my cone and just continue on up like that. And I'm just going to kind of start making that cone. So see, now it's taller and it's bigger. And I'm going to kind of roll him on the table so and give him a kind of a point to his hat. Oh, hey Christina, no, we just started. Hey, Donna from South Carolina. Okay. And so one of these guys, either the one I paint or the one I do tonight and then finish painting him, is going to go to someone's house. Hey, Sheila. So I will pick somebody in a little bit and he will go to somebody's house. All right. So as you can see how much different that is. But now you got to consider we're going to have clay packed around him as well. So I'm going to add a little more, just a little more foil. Yeah, June, I love working with clay too. Just because it's, you know, I don't know, the smoothing out process, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of soothing and therapeutic for me, actually. So, and you can twist his hat. You can twist his hat if you want to twist it and make his hat go to one side or the other. However you want to do it. It's your gnome. You make him how you want to. As you can see, some of these guys have like a twisted hat to the side. This is a big one. But, so you can, you know, however you want to make your gnome. Laura, you would never thought of using foam? Well, I just didn't want to make the whole entire thing out of clay and waste a lot of my clay, and it takes for a week to dry. So I just kind of came up with this idea of the foil on the inside. It just makes it so much easier. Okay, so there's now see, he's about the same size, okay? About the same size. Never worked with clay. All right, so you're gonna need your clay, your foil, and I'm using a jar tonight because I cannot find my rolling pin that I use for clay. It's around in this room somewhere, and I don't know where it is. So I just grabbed a jar that I used it the other day to roll my clay out. Okay, so I got my clay, and there's really no formula of how much clay to use. It's just kind of one of those things you just have to keep adding more. You tried to do this and it was a total failure. Darling, we'll try it again. Okay, all right, so I'm just grabbing some clay. This is where the messy part starts. Okay, so here's my clay. Like I said, y'all think it's hard, but it's really not. It's just steps, okay? We got our cone. That's one step. Now we're going to cover the cone with clay, okay? So it's not very hard. You just have to work at it and practice. But, and if it doesn't click, it may not be your thing, you know? But they're so cute. And see, I'll take my jar, and I'm going to roll it out flat and kind of make it a little bigger so I can try to cover this cone. And I know off the bat, this isn't going to be enough. So this is about how thick it is, okay? It's not real thick. It's probably not even 1/4 of an inch. You just need enough to cover the cone and not have any aluminum foil showing, basically. Oh, you liked my shirt so much you bought it. Yes, I do too. I like this one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth some more out. And then I'm going to join these pieces of clay together. What kind of clay? It's DOS clay. And you can get it on Amazon. This came from Hobby Lobby. Michael's has it. And you can get a few gnomes out of it, depending on how big your gnomes are, okay? I keep it on hand because I make other stuff with it, and I'm going to show you something else that I made after I made the little clay guy the other night. I'm going to show you him in just a minute. The clay, Hobby Lobby or Michael's or somewhere like that, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've got my first piece of clay, and you're just going to basically, I'm going to put the tip of his hat down a little bit, and you're basically just going to roll your clay onto your foil, okay, like this. And I'm going to actually tear off my excess, kind of like a tortilla is what it feels like. I'm going to tear off the excess because where they meet together. All right. So now, and at the top, you got all this excess because it goes to a point. So you don't really need all this. So I'm going to just pull some off and try to cover up my tip of my foil. Now, you got this seam here. We're going to fix that in a minute. Okay, so there's the bottom part. And if you rolled out a big enough piece, you wouldn't have to do it in 2 pieces, but I did not. So, don't forget you got the bottom. So I'm going to take my next piece that I rolled out, and I'm going to kind of stick it to the piece that's already there. And I promise every one of these you do, you'll get better. Okay. Now, so it met pretty good at the seam. Okay. So now there's my cone. And then now I've got all this excess. I'm going to tear some of it off at the bottom. No, Nicole, it's not hard to work with. It's very soft. It's like a Play-Doh-y consistency. It's very, very smooth and real easy to work with. But it starts drying out on you, and you just have to add water to your fingers, and you have all this on your hands. Okay. So, now, for the bottom, I'm just trying to smooth out the bottom and the seam, and you just take your finger, basically, and smooth out all those little seams and lines and little bumps and all that stuff. And then I just like to put it on the table and kind of mash it down, okay? So my bottom is somewhat to the flat point. All right, so now I always have a little cup of water, my little cinnamon roll icing cup. And that's what I put my fingers in to kind of get my fingers wet so I can smooth the clay out better. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going over the seam and any kind of little imperfections. I'm just going over that seam to kind of smooth it out where you won't see where the clay joined together. And basically it just comes together as one piece. So that's all I'm doing. 1 brick of clay can make many gnomes. Yes, 1 brick of clay. And my fingernails, I keep hitting my fingernail on the clay and making a dent in the clay, and I have to go back over it. Hey, Tammy. $19.99. Oh my gosh, mine's $9.99. And then if it's on sale, I think somebody said it was on sale. Okay. So I'm just going over where my fingernails have hit it, made little marks, and I dip my finger in the water, and you just rub it over the clay, basically. And you just get your little hat and all the good, all that formed how you want it to look. Okay, and if you want to roll it on your table to kind of smooth it out I have like a little IKEA cutting mat. If you want to do that, by all means, because it'll wash right off and come clean. Thank you, Lenora. Hey, everybody. If you're new, welcome. Welcome to my page. We're making gnomes. Let's see. Oh, Nicole, you're just hooked on my page. Well, thank you. That humbles me. It really does, y'all. It just humbles me. Okay. So I'm just trying to... And you may feel like an air bubble under there, and I just keep kind of mashing it down and where it's kind of not exactly here to the full, but it'll be okay. Oh, $9.99. There you go, Dana. People are like, oh my gosh, that clay. All right, so like right here, I have this little divot. So all I'm going to do is get me another just piece of clay that's kind of that size. And I'm just going to kind of smooth it out thin. And then I'm going to put it there because it's like a little divot thing. Yeah, Kathy, you can make whatever you want out of this clay. I have made lots of things. I'm going to show y'all something that I have made the other night because I've been having it on my mind. And since I had the clay out, I went ahead and made them for myself, and I painted them and sealed them, and they're so cute. And I can't wait to show them to y'all. But now my hands are dirty. Okay, so I've got it all smoothed out. My seam, my fingernail marks that I keep making in the clay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So don't think that for a second, that it has to be totally smooth and look like ceramic and all that. Because the beauty of this is none of them are the same. They all have their own character to them. So don't think it's got to be perfect. Okay, so there is, so you can see, I turned my light down tonight so maybe y'all could see. So there's no seam, but you see how bumpy it is? It's okay. I promise it is. Because it's supposed to have a little character. Because, you know, their hats and stuff are kind of wrinkly and dented and all that good stuff. I keep making fingernail marks in it. Okay. So I'm going to set him over here to the side. Now, like I said, make sure your bottom is kind of flat where he's going to sit on the table. Okay. So I'm going to set him over here. Now we're going to work on his hat. We're going to work on this part. Okay. So all you do is get another ball of clay. And I'm going to shut this clay up because it'll start drying out. Yes, I made a ghost and a pumpkin and some candy corn, I think it was. But I'll show y'all now what I made the other night. Are y'all ready for this? It's my ghosties. Look at the little, how it puddles out. So look at this one. Because I told y'all I'm going to do the black and white theme for Halloween. These were simple. I just did the foil like a cone without a point. And then I just laid my clay over it and then took off the excess. But aren't they the cutest little guys? So I'll put these probably on my tier tray for, you're okay, Tina, I'm just glad you're here. I'll put these on my tier tray probably for Halloween. But aren't they precious? They are so stinking cute. The bottom I haven't painted or sealed, but they're sealed. And they're painted white, and I did the eyes and all that. So they are so cute. It's not, Marcelia, my hands are dry when I get done, but it's not real bad. The gnome hats that are tilted, do you have to do yeah, I just take the foam and tilt it to one side. If you want to make your hat leaning or however, get crafty with it. Okay, so let me move my ghost, and then I'm just going to kind of make my snake, as we called it when we were in preschool, and mushrooms. Yes, the mushrooms would be cute too. Make a little snake like you did in preschool with your Play-Doh. Roll it out. Just use your hands. I love the ghost. I do too. I love them. Okay. And Kaylee, I've already thought about it. I forgot my mice. My mice are still in my other room on a shelf. I'm slowly getting all that stuff in here. Oh, Nancy, she made it to her 91st birthday. Bless it. We'll be praying for you and her. Okay, so use your imagination of what you can make with this clay. And it's going to be one of a kind because nobody's going to have exactly all those bumps and wrinkles, and it's not from a mold. You made it with your own two hands. Okay, so I've got my snake, and you want to make it long enough to at least go all the way around your gnome. So what I do is I kind of look at it, and I kind of determine where I want my front and my back and all that stuff to be. So I'm going to stand him up and look at it. Okay, so I'm going to pick this as my front. So I just take my clay and I kind of determine, eyeball, how tall I want his hat, and then this is the bottom. So I'm going to put mine about right there, about a little more than halfway down, okay? And I'm going to pull that tight. And then in the back, you've got this extra clay. So I'm going to pinch off some of my snake, and then I'm just going to kind of make those two become one back there, and kind of take my fingers and some water and make that snake join the other end. And it's not going to be pretty. Mine's not pretty, but it's okay. They're not going to be perfect. Yeah, the pumpkin would be easy. See, get y'all's brains going on what else you could use your clay for just some decor pieces that you want to make. And you got the clay, might as well do it. Okay, now, now I got my snake on my gnome. So now you have to make the snake part of the hat, okay? And this is hard to do with fingernails, I have found out. So I get my fingers in my water, and I got it too wet. Let's see. All right. So I just kind of start around the hat, and I start taking my thumb or my, whatever's comfortable, and I kind of start pushing some of that clay down to the hat. So it just kind of drags some of that clay to where it looks like this. See, here's the part I haven't done, and then here's the part that I have done. See how I'm just kind of pushing it down and kind of going up with it and making it into part of the hat. Do you ever get nervous when you're making something? Sometimes I do, especially if it's live and I've never done it, but it's okay, because we can always make it into something else if it's a fail. I've glued stuff to the table. I've done all kinds of things on here. So mixed with the ghost and the pumpkins. Yes, that'd be so cute. But you could use cookie cutters with this stuff. You could cut out leaves with cookie cutters, or hearts, or Christmas trees, or Christmas stockings, or whatever it is. Okay, so now I've gone all the way around, and you see all those little fingerprints. We're going to get rid of those. I've made it all into one. There's no seam there anymore. So I just take some water, and then I just start rubbing my fingers lightly on the clay and kind of smoothing out how I want his little brim of his hat to look. But now it looks like it's all one piece. Starting to look like a little gnome. Little Christmas trees. I mean, there's so much y'all could do with this, guys. So much. You just think it up and just get it out and make it. Okay, so I've smoothed it out, his little hat brim, and all my fingernail marks that I've made in the process. Okay, all right. So see, now it's all part of his hat, okay? Now I'm going to kind of go under the underside of his hat, the brim, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go in with my finger and pull that clay. I'm kind of using my fingernail too, but I'm pulling that clay down to join his little body underneath the brim of his hat. You could use a wooden bead for his nose, but we're going to make his nose, and we'll let it dry separately, and then we will glue it on at the end. Yes, I made full for the ghost too. Everything I do with my clay, I put full in the middle if it's big enough. But yes, I did the foil. Thank you, Tracy. You're so sweet. Okay. So I just kind of go around there and smooth all that out, making sure I kind of joined them together. And I'll show you something that may happen. If it does, I'll show you how to fix it. I promise y'all see all these back behind me. That's not even probably half of what I've made ever, because I used to sell them in my little vendor booth. And they do really well because, like I said, they're one of a kind. Hey, Catherine. Yeah, clay is so much fun. It's just soothing. And then you have this like a little piece of like ceramic-like stuff or whatever that you made. And kids really like it too. I'm just kind of smoothing out all my fingernail marks that I've made trying to hold on to him. Okay, so here he is. Okay. So now we're going to make his, so here's the dried one, okay? So now I'm going to make his nose. I've got this little piece here. You got to make it as big as you want it. If you want it bigger, which I think I'm going to grab some more. And I'm just going to make a little ball. So y'all are getting all kinds of ideas are rolling around in your head, and you want to make all these stuff. But yes, that's aluminum foil. And see, I covered the bottom. See the bottom? It's like a piece. I covered it. I wish you sold your crafts. Most of them, a lot of them are in my house. I give some of them away. Should you put a little water? You could put a little water on your rope before you attach it. That would be fine. Okay, so I just kind of decide where his nose is going to be, and I kind of take my finger and just kind of push up on his hat, and then I have to smooth the seam back down to make that little impression there. And I take my little ball, when you get your nose as big as you want it, and I kind of just stick it there just to kind of get the, like that, to where I want it to be, okay? And then you just carefully pick the nose up and you're done with it. And you're going to set it over here to the side, let it dry. And then I'm smoothing out my fingernail marks. Okay, so now we're going to draw his beard, okay? Leah, it was just different, depending on how big they were. Like, the biggest ones were probably like $17, $20, and then $15, $12, depending on how tall they were. Okay, so now you can use, I have this little tool from Dollar Tree. It's got like this little end on it. You can use a bamboo skewer. Why is that so hard to say? Bamboo skewer. And you can make, we're going to do his little beard, okay? So I just kind of look at the front, and I think, okay, well, I want his beard to go from here to here. Like, how wide I want his beard to go, okay? On the sides. And we'll use this because everybody's probably has these or something like it. Okay, so I just kind of look at where his nose is going to be. And then I just sort of do a little squiggly line. Well, that was a bad squiggly line. And then a little squiggly line over here. So now I have a squiggly line and a squiggly line, okay? So that's where my beard's going to be. Yeah, I have a whole family behind me. I told y'all I had a village. Okay, so then I just take the end of this, and then I just start going in, and I'll go a good bit kind of deep. I'll show y'all in just a second. And then I just start making little squiggly lines of like his beard fur. Does that make sense? The little... And I go crossways and every which way. So see, it looks like this. Because what I do is I kind of paint those little lines with gray, and then I paint over it with white to get that look. So we're going to do that in a minute. Ooh, I like to set that on the nose. So I think I'm going to go in and make some bigger ones with the end of this. Yeah, the DOS air clay. Tongue twisters, that's right, Lisa. Okay. All right, so there's his little beard. So he's all ready to dry. He's done, okay? But I got to get my little, I forgot to get this out, because I always add this to my gnomes. Every one of my gnomes has these. I get my little stamp. It's a heart. And I go in on the back, and I always put a heart on their hind end back here. And then I got to, and my heart just went down there somewhere. Okay. So there's my little heart. I indent a heart back there on his hiney. And I will end up painting that heart red, just like that. That's just like my little signature trademark. I don't know. I just started doing that, and I thought it was cute. All right. So there he is. Without a nose. Okay? So I'm going to set him over here. And it'll take about a day or so for him to dry. And I'm all prepared. I've got this wet towel to wipe my gnome hair on. Y'all are funny. To wipe all this off my hands. Kay, it takes about, depending on how thick you make it. It depends on that and just your humidity and that kind of stuff. But it's takes about 24 to 48 hours. But what you'll find out is I would let it dry overnight at least. And then the next day it's going to be pretty dry. But then you'll find out when you pick it up, the bottom hasn't dried at all. So then I'll kind of lay it like this and let him dry. And let the bottom dry. So I kind of turn them. Do you use special print? I just use the heart. Lee, I don't know. I didn't even know where it went. It like dropped. I'll be searching for that thing tonight sometime. I don't know where it went. So you could put your initials on the bottom. You could stamp your initials in the back if you have stamps, whatever you want to do. So this is the one that I let dry. Okay. I put my initials on the bottom of him, but he has the little heart, because I figured this is the one I'm going to paint. This is the one that's going to be going to someone's house. Do you do the nose after? Yes, it dries too. Like, here's this little nose. It's over here drying. And then here is the nose that goes with this guy. So yes, I glue it on there. Okay, so sometimes, and that's why I turn my light down so y'all could see it. Sometimes after it dries, the seam that we made around his hat, it kind of, you can see it there. It'll kind of pull away from your actual gnome base. And that's okay, because I'll paint and I'll probably put paint up in that crack and it'll be fine. Yeah, it's more chalky white. If you'll see, here is the color of it before it's dried, and then this is the color of it after it's dried. So it gets more of it's a pretty white after it dries. And some people are using the Dollar Tree clay, and I haven't used that. I have some, it's like a terracotta color, and I haven't used it yet, and I need to. So we'll see. We'll see if somebody makes one. Okay. So see, his little beard's got all these little lines on it, and my heart. So we're going to paint this little guy. Paint the turquoise. Okay. So I'm going to do him candy corn because I want a fall gnome. And that's what I told you I was going to paint him, was candy corn. And I had to look it up because I have to remember every time. I can never figure if it's, I know white's on top, but then it's like white, yellow, orange, or white, orange, yellow. But it's white, orange, yellow because I looked before I came live because I never can remember that. Don't ask me why. Yes, Carrie, it's the best clay ever. And I did get some clay from Walmart one time, and I decided I was going to try that. And it cracks, okay? And some of y'all have already done this, and y'all already know that it does. And so these are a couple. This is one of the ones that cracked on me. So I kept them for myself and just kind of tried to fix the cracks and went with it. But you can see those big cracks, and look on the back. You see all those cracks? I came back the next day, and they were all cracked. And I was like, what in the world? So I just kind of smoothed them like some caulk or something I had in there. And his hat looks really rough because of that. But I just kept them for my own self and went with it. So what kind of paint? I'm just going to use craft paint. So we got to have white. And I've got pumpkin orange. And this is that spiced carrot. I'm kind of liking the spiced carrot because it's not so in-your-face orange. It's not just... Debbie, it's white on the top. And then orange, and then yellow, because I looked. Because I never can remember. And this is just yellow. But you do whatever color you want. If you want to paint on whatever color. What about the brown that's on the bottom sometimes? So yeah, that's what I need for y'all to tell me. What color do y'all think his clothes need to be? Because like this one's gray and red. But if I'm going to have white, orange, yellow, what color does his robe need to be? I guess orange? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start painting him. We're gonna start with white. Throw in some chocolate candy corn. Yeah, what's that? They call it the Indian corn or something to that effect. Somebody asked me a question about the ghost, and I told y'all I was gonna show y'all, but I don't remember. But the ghosts don't have a heart on their hiney. They're just ghosts. But they're so cute. But yes, when you come in and you got all those cracks in your gnome, you'll be like, oh, no. Crayola air dry clay. Yeah, and don't, one thing I've read about this clay, or any clay, is don't like put it in front of a fan or something like that to let it dry fast, because if it dries too fast, it will crack. So don't do that. Just let it air dry on its own. Okay. So I'm going to start with, try to figure out how I'm going to section him off. White, yellow, okay. So we're going to paint the tip of his hat. I'm going to paint white. a different shade of orange for his body. That might be good. I don't know. I just don't even... Okay, somebody else is saying that too. Whatever orange you don't use for his hat, use for his body. So see, there's the white paint. I don't know if y'all can see it because of that light. But see the difference in the color of the clay? So it's not stark white, but it does dry white. But somebody has said they had the... what was I saying? This brick color. And I didn't see the brick color at Hobby Lobby for me, but when I got mine. But somebody told me, I think it's on sale this week at Hobby Lobby. And then somebody said at Amazon, it was back ordered or something? Okay. So are y'all candy corn lovers or not? That's the next question. Because either you love it or you hate it. That's what I found out. I asked y'all that the other night, and some people were like, oh, we eat it with peanuts and candy corn peanuts, and I put M&Ms in mine. But yeah, it's one of those things that I don't even need to get started because I'll eat the whole bag. Okay, so there's my white. I'm just going to do that much, and then I'm going to do about that much orange, and then we'll do the rest yellow. Oh yeah, I could add that pearly white. And I'm going to show y'all this before I start swishing my paint around in it. That's my paint puck. I know a lot of y'all have asked me about it. But you can see down in there the little knobbies. And my paintbrush is falling down in the water. And then the knobbies, you just kind of rub your paintbrush on there and it kind of gets the paint out. They have them on Amazon too. It's called a paint puck. I ordered mine straight from the company. And this is the jar size. It's the big size. But see, your paintbrushes will hold on the side. But it's called a paint puck. I don't know if y'all can see that. But this is the jar size. It's the biggest one. I could have went with the mug size because I really didn't know how big it was. But he just tipped over. Okay, orange is next. So I'm going to do, let's see, this is bright orange. I like the carrot spice, I think. All right, that's the carrot spice. It's not as bright. I think I'm going to go with that. Has to be made with honey. Okay, I think Brock's, don't they make theirs with honey? Is it a difference? It tastes different? Oh, you're diabetic, you can't eat it. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Candy corn, y'all just torture him with the candy corn stuff because he hates it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna paint. See, that's a pretty orange. That's called spiced carrot, apple barrel. That's the color I'm using for the orange. Can't eat candy corn anymore. Ugh, I love candy corn and I don't need to eat it because, like I said, once I start, it's that sugar addiction that kicks in. Let me go down a little further. But like I said, you paint yours how you want to paint it. I just thought it would be fun to paint him in these colors because it just screams fall to me. You know, when the candy corn comes out, it's fall. It's been around a long time. I don't think I liked it as a kid, but I love it now. I already got orange paint on my face. Jelly Bellies. Oh, wow. I have to try that. I didn't know they had one that tastes like candy corn. But now in Oreos, they start making all these Oreos that taste like candy corn and all this. I don't know about all that. I'm not into all that. The Harvest pumpkins, yes, they're good too. It's a lot in one bite. Okay. Special invite for my babies. Aww. Alright, so, and used to, you know, you could only get stuff like that when I was a kid at a certain time of the year. Now you can get everything all the time. Like Smarties and stuff like that. We used to have to wait till Halloween for those to come out. You couldn't buy them like you can now. So I'm just kind of going around with my orange. Making sure he's covered. And you might have to do a couple of coats, but it paints really well. This clay paints so well. So if you're worried about that, it takes the paint good. And I'm just using regular apple barrel paint. Nothing expensive. So no, you don't have to have anything fancy like you do with ceramics. Okay, so there's my orange. Let me get him straight. There we go. Kind of looks. Okay, it's going down lower on this side, so. All right. So there's the orange. Isn't it cute? It kind of looks red on the camera, but it's orange. I'm gonna put my paintbrush over here. Once you get started eating them, you can't eat just one. That's right, Patty. You can't. It's just like an addiction takes over and you can't stop. I love Smarties too. Oh, you're so excited to make the gnomes with me. I hope that heart didn't go in the garbage because I'm gonna be digging through the garbage trying to find my little heart stamp. All right, this is just plain yellow from Apple Barrel too. It's just the regular yellow. Okay, here we go. Here goes the yellow. Oh, candy corn trail mix. Saw somebody say. And you don't have to be perfect. We're going to draw some little lines and cover all your little imperfections up of the lines that I can't draw straight. Oh, they got candy corn at Dollar General. Oh my goodness. Then I got some orange and on my paintbrush, and I got orange streaks in my yellow, but it's okay. I'll fix it. Look how stinking cute this is gonna look, y'all. Oh, it's almost as good as the Brock's at Dollar Tree? Really? I've always been scared to try it, like it would taste like wax. Packs of candy corn. Look at the little white, orange, and yellow hearts. Cute. It just screams fall. I'm kind of getting ready for fall. We actually had milder temperatures today. The last few days it has felt like Satan's porch. It's been hot. Like 110 heat index. It's like, oh my gosh, you can't even go outside. Just takes your breath away. I know it's hotter out west too. Like, geez, gotta have some relief. I told my kids I was gonna go put some cookies in the mailbox and see if I could cook cookies. Like raw cookie dough in the mailbox, because I bet it would cook in there. It's probably no telling how hot it is in there. Okay, so I'm painting my hat brim now, and I have to paint the underside and try not to get it on him. Just stay on the hat. So get you a paintbrush that you can control kind of well. Get your glasses on if you can't see, because sometimes I'm like, I can't see it. Yeah, some things, yeah, Carrie, you can't eat generic sometimes in everything. Sometimes you got to have the real deal. Kind of like Reese's peanut butter cups. You got to have the real ones. You can't just eat the Dollar Tree version of Reese's peanut butter cups. It just ain't happening. Just ain't happening. It's not the same. All right, look how cute. I love him. Okay. Oh, you need the candy corn gnome for your baby's class? How sweet. But I'm just going to warn you, if you start making these gnomes out of this clay, it's going to be addictive. I'm just going to say. You're going to have a whole village, because you're going to need one in every color and every holiday and every shape, all the sizes, hat tilted this way, hat tilted that way, all the cuteness. My stamps I bought years ago, and they either came from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Hobby Lobby does have a set that's like mine. They're like the typewriter font, and they sell the little blocks and everything too. Okay. So I'm just trying to get real close up to the edge of where the hat meets his body. So I'm trying to focus real easy and try to get it under there. And I may not even have to have two coats, but I'm just going to kind of hit some high spots back here. See if I... You remember I got that little crack in there I got to cover up with my paint. But the crack's not going to show just because it's underneath there. No, I didn't cover the foil with anything. I just put my clay right on top of it. I just kind of smoothed it out as best I could and then just went with it. But it makes a good, cheap, you know, inexpensive base for you to start. Because that roll of foil from the Dollar Tree, you can get several of these. And I know y'all are going to the Dollar Tree anyway, so you just pick you up some foil while you're there. Okay. I was using the expensive Reynolds wrap in the beginning, and it got expensive. Some of that stuff can be expensive. All right, I'm just kind of touching up my yellow. All right. So there's my yellow. And see, it's not perfect. See, I didn't got up on the orange over here and all that, so mine's not perfect. I gotta get some water. Don't eat him, somebody said. I am just gonna hit him a little bit. Let him dry. And I'm gonna paint his nose, I think, while I'm letting this dry. So I'm gonna set him over here. And I'm gonna paint his nose. Now, for his nose, a lot of people ask me this question, what I use. I have several of this kind of fleshy colored. And my favorite is from Craft Smart, and it's coral. That's the name of the color, and it's fleshy. It's just a fleshy color, and that's my favorite. I've bought Anita's, I've bought different brands, and tried the flesh color, and I don't even know Apple Barrel. I don't know their color for this. I don't know if I've tried it yet or not. But you don't need much, because we're just painting this. But, let me see. Let me find me a good paintbrush. So anyway, so you're just basically going to paint this little ball for his nose. I got something in my paint. And it's hard to paint. But you could stick it on some tape, I guess, like we do other stuff, and paint it. Let's see if I can roll it around. I mean, you don't have to paint the back, but at this point, I don't even know where the back is of this little nose. All right, so there it is. Here's this little, his nose. I'm going to sit there and let that dry. Whoa, don't roll over here in the paint. No, no, don't you do that. Okay. A couple little spots I'm trying to hit. Okay, stay right there. Don't move. All right. Let me dry this a little bit. End of a paintbrush eraser, and anything round, you make circle. Oh, let's see. Make sure he's good and dry before I start grabbing onto his hat to paint his body. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, guys, to watch me do this. My husband was like, well, why are you going to do it again? Why don't you just tell them to watch your old video? I'm like, because I want to do it again. All right, that was Spice Carrot. This is Pumpkin Orange. And I'm going to paint his body like y'all said with the pumpkin orange. It's more of a vibrant orange. It's a little brighter. Maybe you'll be able to see the contrast in the colors once I get started. Hey, Melissa. So I'm just kind of real easy going under his brim of his hat. And sometimes I have to go back and like touch up underneath his hat where I've tapped my paintbrush, you know, up on the other color. So sometimes I have to do that because I don't have the steadiest hand in the world. So much fun. Yes. Okay. So here is my little heart, and I'm just going to paint right on over it. I have just a flat brush that I'm painting with because I kind of want to, I stick it in that little crevice there under his hat, and it works really well for me. So who all's making these with me? I know several of you were going to do it as I was doing it. So I wonder who, oh, Chris, you're so sweet. I wonder who else is making them with me. But now they're stopped because they have to let it dry unless they made one and they're painting it earlier. Because I do have a previous video from last May that I did. So see the difference in the orange? Can you tell? It's a little difference. This is darker. Make his pants striped, his little robe striped. Ooh, I don't know if I have that talent. They wouldn't be stripes. They'd be like squiggly lines. What's the name of the paint for his nose? It's Craft Smart Michaels. I'm sorry. Michaels Craft Smart, and the color is called Coral. I wouldn't call that coral, but it's coral. And if you want to paint him a different ethnicity, you're welcome to do that too. They all kinds of colors, but that's the color I just use for mine. Paint the bottom. I keep seeing white spots I have to go back over. All right. And this orange didn't want to cover as good, so I can kind of look streaky, so I'm going to go back and do a second coat. Looks like he needs another coat. Chance. You planned on getting the clay today and you didn't make it? It's okay, because the replay is always here for you guys, and you can come back at your leisure and watch and pause it and all that good stuff. And it will be on YouTube as well, if that's easier to find. Yeah, I think I'm going to do dots. Somebody's talking about putting spots on his body, and I think I'm going to put dots on his hat as soon as this dries. All right, so there's that. And so we got his little white beard there. Oh, it's $6.99 this week at Hobby Lobby. Awesome. Uh-oh, you're seeing cracks already? Did you do it thin? Maybe you did it too thin. I've never had this blade crack on me, though. Okay, so there's his orange. He's all festive now. Look how orange. See the difference how bright this is, and this is a little bit dull. Just got back from Michael's getting the clay. Awesome. You can watch the replay. You sure can. It's always going to be here. Okay. So now I'm going to take, this is some gray from, you can take any gray. I just grabbed this one last minute because I almost forgot about it. I'll move his nose over here. And I take, make sure I ain't got any paint on my fingers. And I'm going to go in all those little cracks and crevices, whatever. Now, this is a part, you do you and you do how you like. This is just how I do it. I take a little bitty paintbrush. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's paint the white first. I hadn't done this in a while. All right, so I'm going to paint my white first. And I know I'm going to knock that over. So I'm going to paint the whole beard white first. I almost forgot. So that covers up some of this other that I've gotten, yellow that I've gotten on his beard. And that covers it up. But I'm going to just paint it white. Because even though the clay's white, I still want to just cover it with the white because it's not stark white. And you could paint your beard gray or brown or whatever color you see fit. And he's all yours. You do what you want to do with him. Okay, so now I've got that whole area painted white. I know you can't tell much of a difference because it looks white to start with. All right, so there he is. So now I'm going to take my gray and put a little bit on the end. And I'm just going to kind of drag my paintbrush through some of these little squiggly lines that I've made with that little tool, and I can add some more if I want to with the paint. And it kind of blends right on in with that white. It pulls some of that white in with it so it doesn't look so dark. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. But if you don't think you made enough little lines, then by all means, you can make more with your paintbrush. And make them go all different kinds of directions. Okay. So there's his little beard. So it kind of pulls in some of that white and kind of makes it look blendy. Does that make sense? Blendy. Makes it look blendy. So there's his little beard. Because I didn't want to, when I started making them, I didn't want to leave it just white. I wanted to have a little texture thing going on. And I see a spot right here on his hat that I need to, I got white on it or something. I don't know what I did. Oh, that was your question. I must have answered somebody's question. I don't know, or somebody did. Okay, so I'll let that dry a second. Your scissors are gonna come. Yes, all the orders have been shipped out. They're already at the post office and they're gone. Y'all just wait till y'all see what I got coming up next. Norma, I seal mine. I've done 2 different things when I seal them. You can I have used Mod Podge to seal mine. And I have this that I bought at Hobby Lobby. If you want to screenshot it, you can. But it basically is $2.49, and to me, it smells like Mod Podge. So I don't know if it is or not, but you can definitely spray paint the clear coat if you want to. But it kind of, I don't get like the gloss. You could definitely get gloss or whatever you want. Whatever you want to do yours with. Okay. Alright, so there's that. So I think he's done, but I'm going to, you know, I'm super hyper vigilant about this one because he's going to somebody else's house. And where is my black Posca pen? Hello? Where are you, Posca? It's not the right one, y'all. I should have got this out ahead of time. I'm sorry. Where is my black Posca pen? Huh. Don't know where he is, but where are you? That's not it. Y'all, I cannot find my black Posca pen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hunting it. Where is it? Where are you? Please be. Nope. 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 Dang. I hate paint pens. But I want to put some lines around his hat, but oh well. I think I'm going to put some dots. Okay, so y'all know how I make dots. Y'all seen me make dots before. These are crochet hooks and they're flat on the bottom. You can definitely use dowels, however you want to do it. But I think I'm going to put some dots on him. Y'all think I should put dots? Okay, I think I should. I think somebody said dots earlier. I think I'm going to go down a size. See, they come in different sizes. They're variant sizes. Let's go this size. Okay, so I'm going to put orange. So I just dip it down in my paint, and then I just dot. And then you dip it again, and then you just dot. Just go straight down with your little tool. And they make tools for this too now. But I love dot art. Look how cute and happy. So I'm going to go quick. I know y'all are wanting to see whose house he's going to. I know. I would too. Yay for the dots. Polka dots just are happy. So I hope whoever's getting him likes polka dots because he's going to have dots. Why not? Just adds a little extra something, something to him. Yeah, you're going to make them for every season. That's why I needed one for fall, because I don't have a fall one. So now I got to paint the one that dries for me. Okay, so there's the dots on his hat. I put orange on the white. Oop. And so I got to put yellow on the orange. I'll put some more yellow out here. And then we're going to pick somebody. I promise. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm trying to just make him cute. And these dots, they take a little longer to dry just because they are kind of raised a little bit. So they do take a little longer to dry. This is a little time process. But dot art is very fun. If you do little pictures and stuff with the dots, it's fun. Yes, a bunch of clay things for tiered trays. Absolutely. Why buy it when you can make it, right? And then you can make it your own. You can paint it the color you want it to be. And to match your stuff. And that's what I love about it. And then you're like, where did you get that little gnome? Oh, I made him. You made him? How'd you make that? Well, I'll show you. And then you get somebody else to liking it too. And then you're making gnomes with your friends. Right? I had a lady, when I did the tutorial the first time, during quarantine, she messaged me, and I don't remember her name for the life of me, and she told me that she was so thankful for the tutorial because her whole family sat down at the table and they all made gnomes one weekend. And that was their activity during the quarantine. And she said, we absolutely had the best time. The whole family, the mom, the dad, the kids, everybody. They all made gnomes. And she said they turned out so cute. And I was like, that is so sweet that she took the time to tell me that. Look at him. He's all polka dot happy. Now tell me he didn't need polka dots, right? Okay. I'll do the white in a second. But I'm just going to scroll. And I'm going to just go scroll for a little bit. And I'm going to find somebody. And hopefully they're still on here. Scroll. Tracy Colston Pagano. She said she loves Smarties. So if Tracy is on here, let me write her name down. Tracy Colston Pagano, Pagano. Message me your address, and this little guy will come to your house. He will come to the mailbox, and there he is. So I'm going to put white dots now. Where's my thing? Oh, thank you. Y'all are so sweet. So I'm just putting some white dots on the yellow. He almost looks like he needs to be in the circus. He's kind of looking clownish, don't y'all think? You recently got some cookie cutters? Yes, you can roll this out and cut it out of cookie cutters and let them dry and then paint them. You sure could, absolutely. All right. This white looks really, really cute. But you can just go to town. If you don't have these little things, use a dowel. You could use a pencil eraser. You can use whatever is round and flat like that. It'll be perfectly fine. Look how cute he's looking. Let me put some on his brim. So Tracy, if you're on here, message my page your address, okay? And he will come to your house. And then if we don't hear from Tracy, we'll pick somebody else. And I'm going to pick the Happy Meal recipient for the month of July. I'll probably do it Thursday because I've already gotten all the names that I hadn't been telling y'all about. I've got them. And I got to make a post about it. Oh, Tracy Robson, she said, I thought you were calling my name. Well, again, if she's not on here and I don't get her message within like 24 hours, I'll pick somebody else. He'll just go to somebody else's house. This is a tedious process if you do dots, though. Because you really have to load your paint up after every dot if you want them all to be the same size. He is so stinking cute though. I like polka dots. They are. They're so cute. They just speak happy. How can you not look at polka dots and it not be happy? And just whimsical. I've liked polka dots since I was a teenager. My room was black and white polka dots around the... I had the border around the top. And my comforter was black and white polka dot. It was so cute. Uh-oh. I bought some flex clay. Flex clay? What's that? Tell us what flex clay is. Tell us what flex clay is. I've never heard of that. Okay, so there's his little dots all the way around. That yellow looks funky in the thing. How cute is he? I'll do a couple up under there. So it kind of looks like they just go under. Okay. There he is. Wipe my hook off. I'll just throw it down in there. There he is. And those dots, they take a little bit to dry, but I am going to hit them just a little bit so they don't want to run everywhere. The orange ones are about dry. So stinking cute. Oh, they have some cute polka dot fabric. Oh, I've not heard of flex clay either. I'm curious. Is it like bend and stuff? Oh, you're okay, Tina? Okay. So now I'm going to paint. I want to touch them because they're still kind of wet. All right. I'm going to paint my little heart on the back of his hiney. Find a T90 paintbrush. I think that'll work. See if I can grab him without holding his hat. So there's my heart on his little backside. And I'm just going to kind of fill it in with some red paint. And get it on his body like that. I don't have the steadiest hand in the world, but I try. So he'll have a little heart on his hiney, just like all my other ones. Ta-da! There's this little heart. Carl, I didn't sign the bottom. I will, though, before I send it to Tracy. I hope she's on here and messages my page, but I don't know if I've seen her comment. But if not, we'll pick somebody else later on in the week. Hopefully she will. But there he is. So I've got to glue his nose on. Try not to touch thing. Now, the fun part is trying to figure out exactly how the nose fits. How you made the little divot for his nose. Wait, hold on. There it goes. Because remember, we kind of made a little divot where it goes and the little hat. So you kind of, T90. I've always said that, Terry. I don't even know where it comes from. So you kind of make a little divot for his nose. All right. So I think it goes on like that. And I didn't get my super glue out here. And I just use super glue. You can use your hot glue if you want to. How about I just sit him down right there? Okay. And then we're just going to super glue his nose on. And see how he goes again. I can't remember. And after you make 14 of them, if you make them all at once, you need to put their nose by each one of them so you won't forget whose nose goes with who. And so that little divot will fit. So I'm just going to put a little pool of glue right there. And then stick his nose right there. Hold it. You should have a tiny heart. Okay. Yeah, you can put your initials in the bottom. Like I drew my initials on the bottom of this, but I will sign it before I send. Yeah, Carla, you can use E6000 as well. I have used that too. All right. So I'm going to hold it just another second, but it's on there. See his little nose? Isn't he the cutest ever? And I got to paint another one too for me. This one's not mine. Antelopes have a white hiney heart. They do. From the back, they sure do. That's so funny. Okay. I think he's on there. Isn't he cute? He is just the cutest ever. But I want to draw some black lines. I don't know if I am or not now. In between the colors, but I don't know. Add a little, I bet that's supposed to say diamond dust to his beard. Disappointed dust. What's disappointed dust? I bet it's supposed to be diamond dust. Oh. Yes, it would be, Sherry. You'd have all these gnomes lined up, and I would put their noses right in front of them, so I would know exactly what nose went with which gnome, because I kind of make a little divot, and it kind of fits in a certain way, and y'all can do this, I promise, you can. And Tracy, if you're on, Tracy Colston Pagano, I guess is her name, message me, and if I don't hear from Tracy, then we're going to choose someone else for him to go to their house and visit. So, isn't he the cutest ever? And this one over here is drying. He's not drying a lot, but he will look just like this one when I get through with him, and he'll be mine. So you can do this. I promise it's not hard. Just do it in steps. Don't overwhelm yourself and think I can't do that. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Happy Meal person Thursday for the month of July. I'm going to do that then. No nose gnomes. Yes. But isn't he cute? So make your nose as big as you want to, as small as you want to. However you want to use a bead if you wanted to. But I do go back sometimes and do a little, I'll make a little white swish on his nose just to give him a little character. Paint him all the colors you want to match your decor. Christmas, 4th of July, I made one and put stars all over his hat. You could just, the sky is the limit, guys, and have fun. You could give them as gifts. Have your teenagers or your kids make them. It's so much fun. The base was Dollar Tree aluminum foil, and we formed it into a cone shape, and then we covered it with clay. So you're not using up all of your clay for the thickness of the gnome. You can get more out of your clay. Yes, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Do I ever paint the little hiney heart turquoise? No, I never have. I've always just painted it red. I don't know. I guess I should have. But isn't it cute? I just love him. He is so cute. I can't wait to paint mine now. Yes, make these with your boys. They will love it. It's not hard. And you can do this. I promise you can. You can do it. Are there any ho-ho garden left? No, Rita, but I will cut more. So, I got something new coming out probably the end of this week. And I think y'all are going to like it. But the ho-ho garland, I will make more of those. What is the brush cleaner jar called? And look at my pretty water. It looks like orange sherbet. It's called a paint puck, like a hockey puck. Like P-U-C-K, puck. And it's on Amazon. They're on Amazon too. I went straightly through the manufacturer and got mine. Like a little stitch around the layer, not lines. Oh, that's a cute idea. I just got to find my Posca pen. I don't know what happened to it. I got white, but I don't have black. It must be somewhere else around here. Who knows where? Probably on that table over there. But I don't even have a fat Sharpie. But I will seal it when the paint's had a good time to dry. I will seal it and all the things. But I got a gray and I got a paint pen. But I despise these things. I don't know where my pen is. It's not where it's supposed to be, but it's probably over there. Always make it look and sound like I could actually do crafts. Lisa, you can. You can do this. I promise. It's just basic shapes, like playing with Play-Doh when you were a kid. Mr. Candy Corn, that's right. Mr. Corn. A girl gnome, please. Yes, I haven't tried that. But I guess I would definitely put, like, make braids and put down this way, I guess. Oh, Family Dollar has little paintbrush cleaner cups. I have one from Dollar Tree that I got. That's a little paint cup. Oh, thank you, Margie. Thank you very much. Y'all just humble me, I promise. Y'all humble me. I just, you know, like, who's going to sit here and watch me craft? But I just love it. I love all of you. I love getting to know y'all, and it's a blessing to me. Liz, I have this stuff right here that came from Hobby Lobby, and it was $2.49 for this little bottle. But honestly, it smells like Mod Podge. I sealed my ghost with it, so it's a little shiny. I don't know if y'all can see the reflection. It's a little bit shiny, but it says satin. But honestly, it smells just like Mod Podge smells. But I have sealed them with Mod Podge too, so I use both. But I wouldn't put them outside because they're definitely not for outside. But you could spray paint them with the clear spray paint. You could do that too. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Nicole. Y'all are so sweet. We all love to sit here and watch you craft. Oh, Debbie, y'all are so sweet. Thank y'all very much. I bought a book at Dollar Tree for making sugar people. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what sugar people are, but that sounds cool. What's the paint pen? Pasta? It's called Posca. Posca. And they come, if you buy them on Amazon now, beware. Because they come with different tips, okay? So that one has this little bitty tip. And I had bought some at Joann's, and I don't even know where it is. Is this a bigger tip? No, that's the same. No, that's a bigger tip. So they have different tips, okay? This is more like a rounded paint pen tip, and then that's kind of more pointed. So be careful when you buy them, because they do come with different tips, depending on what you're wanting to use them for. This says the little fine tip one, it says 1 millimeter or 0.07 is what it says. If I can get that to focus. And so the bigger tip one says 3M bullet shaped. That's what that says. So that's kind of like the rounded paint pen tip. And they come the big fat wedge shape. They come all different ones. I'm going to have to try to make some gnomes. Emily, you can. I promise you can. Thank you, Jane. It was fun. It's fun. I like to get my hands dirty and make stuff. So I appreciate y'all hopping on and sticking with me. And we're going to wait for Tracy to message me. And if Tracy doesn't, we'll pick somebody else for him to go to he's got to have a home to go to. He is all dressed up and he has somewhere to go. Yeah, see, they do. They come with different tips. So be careful when you order them. They come with different tips. But certainly you can use whatever ones you got for something. Oh, Pauline, you're so sweet. Well, I hope you do this up here and stick around. And you can also text join to this number, and that will send you a message, and you'll be on my texting app, and I can text y'all when I go live, when I restock, and all that good stuff. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Y'all are sweet. Thank you, Dana. I made 2 gnomes and 1 pumpkin. Uh-oh. Rexanne, you're going to have to put them in the group. And I have a free group called the Turquoise Valentine's Crafters Reveal. So if y'all make these guys, just flood the whole group with them. Because I would love to see just a gnome parade. Everybody's gnomes. I'd love it. What kind of clay again? Elaine, it is called DOS clay. And this came from Hobby Lobby, but Michael sells it. Some people have said that it's on sale at Hobby Lobby this week. So that's good. But this block was $9.99. And then I had a coupon when I bought it, of course. And so I think somebody said it was 30% off. So you can get several gnomes out of one block, depending on the size of your gnomes. And then, of course, you can make ghosts like this. Because I told y'all, my tiered tray, I want to do my tiered tray in white and black. So I made my own ghost. I made my own ghost. I got to put my clay back in my bag. Okay, Donna, I will. But you can make all kinds of stuff with this clay. Cut it out with cookie cutters. Make ornaments. Be sure to put a hole in it. Make your little ornaments for the tree. Let your kids paint them. It's lots of fun. I love the clay. Oh, you want to see the ones closer behind me? Here, I'll start with this. He's a fatty. He's a big fatty. He's got a little pink heart right here. So see, compared to this one, he's fat. So yeah, see, there's the heart. Let's see. Here's pink with a tilted hat. And I put dots on his hat with his little heart on his bum. And here's the little baby one I showed you earlier. And then there's this one with his little heart. And I have them everywhere, guys. Y'all don't see them. And my husband is supposed to hang this little ledge I have that they're all going to go on the ledge. But isn't he cute? But it's all kinds of colors. And I have my 4th of July one. He's still on my tiered tray in my house because I haven't taken my 4th of July stuff down yet. Yes, candy corn is so cute. I need to make a Christmas gnome. I need to make all the holidays. Yes, thank you, Sherry. I got to look for my heart. I don't know where it went, but I hope it didn't go in the garbage. Because I'm going to be distraught because I need that heart. I know, I love the tilted hats too. And you could get all crazy and make it go this way and that way and this if you wanted to. Probably a little harder to cover, but you could try it. They are so cute though. I just love them. He ate way too many candy corns. He's a honker. Yeah, the tilted hats are fun. And then you could, however you want to put them when you display them, their hats go in opposite. The whole gnome family, yes. My mice, they are in the other, my old craft room on a shelf in there. I forgot to bring them in here. But I made a tiny candy corn with the rest of my clay from another pack that I started the other day. It's a little bitty piece of candy corn I got to paint. Ah, Rita, thank you. Want to make all the holidays, yes. Use Nara clay from Hobby Lobby. Oh, no, I've never heard of the Nara clay. Never heard of that. But as long as it's, I'm sure it's fine if it air dries. Jackie, once I get off, I publish it right then to Facebook, and it may take a minute or two, and then it'll be up for you on my page to watch. So, Diane, y'all just humble me, because I'm just like, who am I? Welcome, Brandy, if you're new. What's the heart made from? It's a little rubber stamp, and I stamp it in the hind ends of all my gnomes. So here's this one from tonight. There's his little heart. See? Just kind of my little, add a little something, something to it. The one with the green hat. This one, there's the green hat. He's actually one of the ones that cracked, so you can probably see the cracks. See the cracks? This from some other kind of clay that I used and it cracked. And then this is a little green one. Isn't he cute? Oh, I got it. Who won the candy corn gnome? Tracy Colston Pagano, Pagano. So if she doesn't message me with like 24 hours and send me her address, hey Erica, then we'll pick somebody else because he's got to have a home to go to. He's all dressed and ready for success. He's ready to go to somebody's house. Oh, thank you, Elisa. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off and go see what my family is doing. And y'all can watch the replay if you just hopped off. And it's also going to be uploaded to YouTube later. So it'll be both places so you can find it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And I will see y'all Thursday night. Y'all have a good week. Bye, guys.